Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. And before we jump into this video, I just wanted to let you all know this is actually footage from my private group, which is linked down below in the description. This is going to be Jay. He's actually a full-time trader. He's a whale in the Veve community as well. He's a whale in Veve and Omi. So yeah, I mean, he's going to be sharing with us some of his secrets and tips and things like that he's looking at to understand the market and basically how things are looking for the Omi token right now and just the overall market as a whole, because he looks at the whole market when it comes down to doing technical analysis. So yeah, that's basically what's going to be going on here. We are starting a lot of different things in the private group. We're going to be doing exclusive content there, as well as some live streams and stuff like that. And it's just a lot going on basically right now. So yeah, be sure to check that link out in the description if you are interested. And also hopefully you enjoy the content. And yeah. Be sure to check out my Veve and Omi investors group in the description down below. Together we build generational wealth and go over everything you need to be profitable in the Veve markets. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. In this one, we are going to be going over what appears to be another Omi token warning. Now, if you don't know, there's a lot of talk about us going into a recession. When you look at the charts based on technical analysis, it's not looking very good. We actually had a technical analysis expert come on the channel and basically break down what was going on in the market. He did a lot of comparisons and stuff to oil, some of the things, the key indicators that he looks at when it comes down to what happens in all the markets overall when it's time for a recession. And honestly, he's like, he sees all the signals that things are about to go bearish. So yeah, like we have another warning here from someone in the community. And yeah, I want to check this one out because there seems to be a lot of bearish information right now. Now, me personally, even with all this news and information, I'm a long-term investor, so I really do nothing in this situation. I continue to hold my bag, and yeah, I mean, you accumulate more. Me personally, I accumulate more if it reaches a certain point. Like if it goes super low again, like if it like depending on how low it goes, if it goes lower, yeah, I mean that's time to accumulate for me personally. But yeah, I mean, this is just this definitely is information that people should know if you actually care about the price action of Omi in the short term. Personally, it does not impact me in my bag outside of me buying more Omi. So that's always great for me. So yeah, before we jump into it, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated. Let's get it.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Lee again. Unfortunately, this video is going to be a little bit of a bummer. Hopefully what I'm about to talk about doesn't play out, and I would like to preface this by saying that I am by no means trying to get anybody to sell their tokens or lead anybody in that direction. But on Twitter here lately, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about how they're upset that their Omi tokens are locked up in the Veve app. Well, I'm about to give you a scenario where that could be the case even outside of the Veve app. So right now, a lot of people have sent their Omi tokens to the app so that they can be transferred to layer 2 so they can use them in the app. Well, they're also finding out that their tokens are stuck in the app and can't get them off because there's no bridge to get them back to layer 1, which is an issue for a lot of people. That's one of the things that at the very last second, I pulled all my tokens out of the app right before they did the migration. But I kind of got a little nervous at the last second thinking that, okay, maybe something gets set back and I can't sell my Omi tokens, so I didn't want to put myself in a bind to where I would hinder myself in the future and not be able to get the money out if I needed it. So that's one of the reasons I pulled my money out at the last second. And unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot of people go through this right now that are upset. I'm really hoping that the team gets their stuff together on this and gets everything taken care of. But I have a situation that in my head I could see playing out here in the near future where everybody's Omi token in most countries could be locked up. Maybe not everybody, but at least here in the United States and some of our allies. Not trying to get into too much of a political conversation, but the issues going on in Ukraine right now have caused a lot of sanctions to be put on Russia. And just over this past weekend, we've seen that Russia turned off Twitter and Facebook so that its people couldn't use it. One thing that I'm very concerned about is if another major country tries to help out Russia get around the sanctions, and that is one of its close allies, China. If China chooses to do that, then I could see the United States and a lot of the other countries in the world putting sanctions against China. Well, why does that matter to Omi token holders? Well, here's why. Omi currently has 4 exchanges that it's on. OKX, Bitforex, Ascendex, and Gate.io. Here in the United States, there's only one exchange that I can use to buy and sell tokens, and that is Bitforex. Now I know Gate.io has a limited availability on what you can do on there for US residents, and hopefully that changes. Hopefully all four of those exchanges allow us to eventually be on there. But due to regulations, I could see that not happening for a little while. We've heard from the team that there's exchanges coming, hopefully.
Well, I mean, from what we've seen so far on the subject of exchanges, by the way, all of his concerns are valid. That's why I really have not had much to say. His concerns are very valid. He's bringing up some amazing points. Like I said, me personally, I'm a long-term holder. I don't care. I'm not looking to cash out. I'm not looking to send my tokens back to any exchange or to the Veve app or anything like that. So these are all issues that don't bother me because I had a strategy going into this. I exchanged my tokens and sent them back to where they needed to be. So I'm not really involved in any of this. I'm not impacted by any of this, but that's why I always preach having a strategy and knowing what you're doing, because it's very, very important. Or you end up in a situation, you could end up in a situation like this. But yeah, actually, let me see what he was saying. What was my point?
Hopefully all four of those exchanges allow us to eventually be on there. But due to regulations,
oh yeah, exchanges. So when it comes down to the exchanges, this latest exchange we got from what is it, Bitmart? This was an exchange from last year. This was an exchange that we knew was coming for a long time, and they also had about 4 or 5 other exchanges lined up back then as well. So I suspect that we'll be seeing a lot of these exchanges, especially the old ones, drop very, very soon. And we haven't even gotten into the new bag yet, the new bag of exchanges. Well, yo, my bad, y'all. Your boy just got back in. Yeah, lots been going on, man. But yeah, kind of tired. But yeah, we have new exchanges. Like I'm still expecting the same amount of exchanges that they had on hold for last year. Now that we finally have the ERC token, I suspect that we're going to be getting even more exchanges, because this like I said, this first exchange was just a sign that more exchanges are ready to come. So I don't think this is going to be a big problem for long, personally. But yeah, I mean, it is a concern as of right now. And honestly, he might have made this video before the Bitmart exchange was actually announced. So that might be a possibility as well. I don't remember.
I could see that not happening for a little while. We've heard from the team that there's exchanges coming, hopefully. They haven't given us a date, but we know that there's some in the pipeline, and hopefully that happens really soon. But if China steps in, Bitforex is based out of Hong Kong. If China steps in to help Russia and the US and our other allies sanction them, we could see a situation where Bitforex becomes not accessible for us here in the States and other countries as well. And if that happens, that means if your tokens are on the exchange, you might not be able to buy or sell your tokens, and they could be locked up for who knows how long. That's a bad doomsday scenario that I hope does not play out. I'm not trying to get into all the politics on it. I'm not a political.
And also, this is exactly the reason that people do not leave their tokens on exchanges. Stuff like this, you never know what's going to happen. You never know when a hack is going to happen. Something is going to get taken down. You just should not risk your shouldn't risk your assets this way, man. Your assets are very important. They're going to be invaluable, especially depending on how much money you put in. Like if you put in some like amount that you don't care about whatsoever, then yeah, okay, you can take a little bit more chance and a risk with that because you don't actually care. But if you've put in a substantial amount and you want to keep your tokens safe and your crypto safe, be sure to put it in a wallet somewhere.
Expert. But I wanted to get this out there because I haven't heard any other YouTubers talking about it. And if they have, that was no shade put on anybody, but I want to get this out there for people.
Now, this is definitely a topic that I don't think has been covered before. And it is important that this gets covered. It definitely is a great perspective. I mean, obviously my mindset is mainly to bullish. My mindset is bullish no matter what. Like this short-term stuff, like even with the war and everything going on right now, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's obviously a difficult situation, a tough situation, very serious situation. But I feel like also the world we live in, it's like people are going to stop caring very, very quickly, man. People stop caring very quickly. Things go on as usual. And because it's a lot of places at war right now. The only reason this is a big deal is because, I mean, media is making it a big deal right now. It's a lot of places where crazy stuff is still happening and has been happening and has not stopped happening. But if it doesn't get covered on the news, like, no one cares. And that's just what happened right now. This is the latest thing that the news outlets can profit off of. So this is why this is becoming a big deal.
Because you should at least think about it. And I'm not saying you should dive right in and know everything about what's going on, which, I mean, I try to, but I'm not the best. But at least have a plan. If you see something happening, stay somewhat up to date and just monitor the news, see what people are saying. Because if that happens, you should have a plan. Now, granted, I'm not saying go out, sell your tokens, get rid of them, or any of that, but at least have an idea what you're going to do. A lot of people are putting their tokens on Trust Wallet, which I had my Omi tokens on there when it was a GoChain token. I have yet to move them there since it's been migrated, just because I'm kind of hoping to hold out for a bigger exchange listing, preferably one that I'm more comfortable with, just because I like the centralized aspect of it. Now, granted, I know a lot of people aren't big on centralized exchanges. They would like DeFi and all that, which is to each his own. But have a plan for what you're going to do with your tokens. If something happens and you transfer your tokens to Trust Wallet, there could be a situation where we don't have an exchange for a little bit and you can't sell your tokens. So know that going into it. If you're okay with riding it out on the exchanges, go for it. But just monitor the situation, because I just wanted to give everybody a warning and a heads up that your money could be tied up for a second, depending on what's going on.
Now, I will say that if you've invested in Veve and Ecomi, you should have been banking on your money being tied up for a good amount of time. You're not going to make, well, I mean, people made serious earnings. People made serious money, but the fact of the matter is we're so early on, you're not going to make really, really huge money until later on. It's going to be some time before we make the big money. Yes, people are already making life-changing money right now, but I think people are just settling. People are settling because, like, so far, even with what Veve is doing, if you've made the right decision, what Veve and Ecomi is doing right now, it's still life-changing things going on, and life, like, people are just, I think people are just settling. People are okay. People are okay with what's going on, and they don't have to realize the full potential of this project. So, I mean, that's something to also consider and keep in mind as well.
We're seeing a lot of people talk about their layer 2 Omis being tied up. I hope for those people that gets situated real fast. In the past, the team has always really been helpful in trying to compensate people for issues when it comes to monetary loss. Having your tokens locked up in the app, I'm not saying that they're going to give you anything. They might not. They might.
I mean, they're not going to give anybody anything for keeping tokens locked up in the app. You sent it there knowing that the app is still in development, knowing that this project is still in development. I mean, it's really that simple. It's going to take time. Things does not happen overnight. And like I said, when you invest in this project, when you're investing in the Omi token, you should realize that it's going to take some time. Look at the circulating supply. Look at the supply of the Omi token. If anybody thought this was going to be short term, you're foolish. Like, look at the supply. Just based off of that supply alone, like, reality should have set in that this is a longer term investment. I don't think that's rocket science whatsoever.
But I could see maybe an NFT drop or something being airdropped to a lot of those Omi token holders that had their stuff on the app that was locked up for a long period of time, where they,
even people getting banned right now, when people are getting their accounts banned for like months at a time, they're like by accident and they did nothing wrong, they don't even get anything for not being able to get on the app. So Omi token holders are definitely not getting anything if it's stuck on the Veve app.
They couldn't get their stuff off and couldn't use their Omi tokens. That is yet to be talked about, that is yet to be seen, and time will tell on that. Yeah, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Be prepared. Have something in the works if other countries start stepping into this issue. I'm not talking about it and actually giving what I think it is, because I don't want to be censored or any of that. But pay attention, have a plan for whatever happens. I hope it doesn't get any worse. Hopefully everything gets resolved very quickly. Once again, I just wanted to give a wrap up. Have a plan on what you're going to do with your tokens in the event that something does happen. Be thinking about it, not trying to spread FUD, not trying to scare anybody, just trying to get this out there. Be prepared for the worst case scenario. Best of luck, everybody. Good luck, Omi homies. And I'll see you guys on the moon.
Yo, this was actually a really good video. It was a great one and a great perspective, and really it is something that all investors should consider. I mean, everybody's strategy isn't going to be the same. Everyone's not a holder like me, a long-term holder that doesn't really have to worry about a lot of these short-term things happening right now. So yeah, I mean, everybody's not in the same position. So this was an excellent video. It covered something that definitely needed to be covered, but that's pretty much it, y'all. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.